All right, we're gonna get this fired up. We're gonna get the LinkedIn Live streaming. Oh, cool! You got the throat clear in there. It's hard to tell with this software specifically. There's a lag. Hang on. I'm getting my volume from over there too. Okay, this is why we start a few minutes early to shake down any of the potential quirks that could be taking place on any given day. But it looks like it's all working, and I think I also deleted the event at some point and respawned the event, or I don't know. You know, sometimes it's tough being a one-man band, but that's why we're going to talk about AI today, because it's been a huge unlock for me personally using AI in the workflow for Out of Home Insider. I'll just give you an example as we let folks trickle in here. As we let folks trickle in here, there was one last thing I needed to do. I just noticed there that we needed to press one more button and the volume. Okay. Again, this is why we start early. But I'll give you an example for Out of Home Insider, how AI has enabled my personal workflows so that I'm able to really produce at a level that even when I've had help, even when I had some agencies supporting elements of it, whether that was post-production and cleaning up the sound, getting the show notes ready, and then kind of like getting it queued to load up. I've never been able to do as much as I'm doing today with the podcast before. And that means every episode becoming its own blog, becoming multiple short form videos. Those short form videos go to YouTube Shorts, of course. YouTube Shorts, way underrated as a new reach platform. So just I take the full episode. There's really not a ton of editing to do after it's done, because the guests are awesome and are just willing to riff with me through some conversation there. I take the video from YouTube, I put it into AI. The AI does all the show notes. It writes up the blog. And this is important. We'll talk about this when we kick off at 3:00. AI will get you 80% of the way there. It will do the most annoying parts of the job, the really, really manual, like thinking parts. There's so much effort that we all expend just from thinking. So that's where AI comes in. It does the thinking, and then it can do the thing. So I'll take that episode, create a YouTube link for it, upload it there, unpublished. So this allows me to work in advance. I'll take that link, I'll give it to AI. AI does all the show notes, blog, all this stuff. So now I just play the role of editor, and I go through and I edit it and make it make sense and kind of add my voice to it. So AI does all that stuff. And then I take that same YouTube link, I give it to another AI tool. It chops up all of the little clips. I then go through and then I pick out the best clips that the AI came up with. It did all the subtitles and captions and all that stuff and the little cool jump cuts. And then I take that and then I go and I put that into my post-production video editing, $30 a month, like totally not an expert platform. And I add free GIFs to it and music and progress bars. So AI does all of the annoying work, and then I come through as a producer or editor, and I'm able to kind of go through that. Another place that AI comes in and kind of that workflow is YouTube, for me, acts as my source of truth on all short form video. So this is just for the short form video, vertical kind of Instagram Reels, think TikTok, like that kind of video. So all of those videos live on YouTube. I then use an AI content scheduling platform that connects from YouTube to all of my other social profiles and schedule out all of that video content. So I start with one episode, 35-minute conversation. that 35-minute conversation turns into blog, guest profile, tons of words, which all become search engine optimized content. So then when people are typing stuff into the Google, hopefully we're showing up and we're coming up top of page or somewhere near it. So all that stuff is done. All the video work is done. And again, I'm just coming through with a fine-tooth comb and adding like the elements to personalize it and make it feel, like a whole produced show, I guess. But AI has easily taken out 70% of the work, and we avoid the things we don't like to do. So because it took away all of the annoying parts, that's where it's unlocked the most value for me, is it took away all the annoying parts, which actually enabled me to do more of the fun stuff, to add the finishing touches, to add the little GIFs and, the little extras on the videos. So that's been the biggest time saver for me, working with AI. But through that kind of exploration, started connecting with a lot of founders in the AI space. And maybe you've heard of Discord. It's kind of like Slack. I thought it was for gamers. I was incorrect. Maybe gamers do use it, but obviously there's a lot of developers and engineers, and specifically within the AI community, there's a lot of folks on different Discord channels. And what's so cool about it is, one, there's a real sense of community. Everyone just wants everyone to win. And in addition to that, you have access to the founders, and everything's really open source. Everyone's just telling each other, here's how I did this. Here's how you can do that. So it's an interesting time. And I think because of those dynamics, those factors, that this opportunity, specifically as it applies to offline media, out-of-home advertising, I know there were tools I wish I had as a local salesperson, whether that was during my time at Adams or just selling media locally, right? Like at that smaller scale, you don't have access to as many tools. So everything that I'm going to show you today is some sort of free trial. It's something that you can literally get started with. Hopefully you wait till the end of this, but it's understandable and okay if you don't. That's one of the beautiful things about AI is you can kind of switch between ideas and test things very quickly and get a sense for, is this going to be something, is this going to be a project that we're going to go down the road of pursuing? Or is this something that we're going to scrap? What are we going to pick out so that we can focus on the pieces that are going to add the most value today? Whether it's making someone's life easier, whether it's helping you to sell more stuff, sell more stuff to the people that you already sold to, be more operationally efficient, whatever it is, there's probably some AI that can help you with those things. So I'm someone who likes to start on time. I see it's 2:59. I'm guessing there's a bunch of people here. It's been about 9 months since I did a LinkedIn Live. We're going to kick this thing off right now. It's been about 9 months. And the reason I point that out is my kind of legal disclaimer at the bottom is I don't know where anything is. I don't know where, if you're commenting, I can't see it. Right now, I'm just talking to myself. And when I'm doing this, my camera is trying to pull focus on my little hand gestures. So we're flying a little bit blind, but what I promise you is that I will come back afterwards, go through all the comments, respond to anything that if there's a question or whatever, you can send me a DM. My email, I'll include it. It's on like the very last slide, but you can always email me. It's tim@theoohinsider.com. Can't really screw that up too bad. So tim@theoohinsider.com. We're talking about AI and out of home today. I'm just going to share my whole screen because I'm probably going to be switching between a few things. You're going to get the zoomed in mirror effect right now. But I promise I'm going to get you out of here in 2 seconds. Let's jump over to our presentation, which is not that. It's over here. There it is. All right. Little sneak peek of some of the stuff that's coming. Don't skip ahead. Don't skip ahead. If you want the deck, I'll publish the deck on the website. Happy to send you a copy of the deck. There's some videos embedded in the deck. There's a lot of stuff here. So I hope that you find it helpful. Please share it with someone else on your team. There's going to be a few things that we talk about here, but I think the first and most important is mindset. for me in kind of my journey to discover how can generative AI enable more of these things, like a lot of people start with ChatGPT. If you haven't played with ChatGPT yet, probably know someone that has. It was like the fastest growing app to a million users, and then Meta Threads passed it, but they've lost like 90% of their users. So ChatGPT, it's the place to start. What you're going to notice about ChatGPT is it's different than search, right? Search as we know it. We go to Google, we go to Bing, and we type in the thing we want to know, the thing we want to learn, the thing we want to do, et cetera, et cetera. And then we have to read blog articles, watch videos, and try to like piece it all together. The thing that's different about AI is that you can just tell it what to do. Or if you're not sure what to do, you can have it teach you what to do and do it. So I've included a video here from one of the developers on one of these Discord channels that we were talking about in the lead up, who's building in the space. And I want to show you how a developer is using ChatGPT so that you can understand even technical folks are using these tools to save brain power. Okay. So he knows how to code, but he's going to use ChatGPT to do a lot of the work. And we're going to look at specifically an example for researching keywords that could drive traffic to your website. So imagine this is a topic you know nothing about. It might be something that you don't know anything about, but this is a video of a developer. His name's Cody Schneider. And what he's doing here is he's actually going to use a product description of his own product to start generating other material. So what he's done is he just copy and pasted his landing page. And now he's having ChatGPT analyze the landing page for keywords. And then what he's telling ChatGPT to do next is, hey, I want you to analyze my landing page for the keywords people would be searching to end up here. And then I want you to be the expert. I don't want to be the expert. I want you to do the expert stuff, as you can see on the screen right now. And then he's going to take that, start to run it through some other tools. But that amount of legwork traditionally would have been pretty exhausting. So whether it's learning how to do SEO or financials or a customer acquisition strategy, whatever it is that you're trying to learn, just having a conversation with AI will start helping you to think of new things. It will walk you through the really important process of order of operations. So in that spirit, step 2, getting started. What jobs are stealing time from your team to be able to do their best work? I think this is kind of the piece that ties into the mindset, but specifically sit down and say, okay, which jobs are taking time away from my people doing the things that I hired them to do, right? The role of computer, that was someone's job. Today, that's a machine that we use. So are your people just doing the jobs of robots? Is that what you hired them to do? If so, that's okay. There's probably a technology and a contractor that can get the job done, or you can get your people back to being human beings and doing the great people stuff that they do, and focusing on how to do that with AI. If you're using spreadsheets, creating internal apps with AI is, I think, one of the lightest lifts and the first places to really focus. So that's the first app that we're going to look at. This is something applicable whether you're in sales, marketing, customer success, operations, finance, real estate, HR, people ops, whatever you do. If your job uses a spreadsheet, the tool I'm about to show you is maybe one of the most valuable things that you'll see today. All right, so that's the goal here. Work smarter, not harder. The first app I'm going to show you is Frontly. There's a story that comes with Frontly that I've been telling. About 2 months ago, my son wanted to create an app for scoring the wiffle ball games that him and his friends were having in the backyard. They wanted to build teams and have a league. So we sat down and we scoped out, what does this have to look like from a structure standpoint? What do the spreadsheets need to contain? How do we have to think through this? Because I think that's important just in itself, is think through the order of operations. 2 months ago, we were going to try to do this with what's called a no-code app, and you'll see some no-code stuff throughout this presentation here. But we built it the other day off of one prompt. We told the AI, here's the app we want to build build it. And that's what it did. So you can see on your screen here that the prompt for this example, this is just a very loose example, but it gives you some of these ideas and some of these real world examples to kind of bite into. This is Frontly. I think, I'll speed this up for you. So this goes faster and I'll just kind of talk over it. Oh, there we go. All right. See, like I said, we're building while flying. So you go to Frontly, you type in a prompt. That prompt could be anything. Analyze, I want to build an app to analyze 10 years of financial records, and the data that I want to give you is X, Y, and Z, and the outputs that I'd like to see are 1, 2, and 3. The variables I'd like you to consider are, and on and on and on. And your ability to communicate well, your ability to think through the order of operations and understand what those variables are in the consideration set, that's going to create better outputs every time. So this isn't just like a one and done. This is one example. I actually built better examples yesterday, but this was the one that I recorded. So this is interesting because we're going to, on the next screen, we're just going to jump over and we're going to actually look at the app. Just tripping over words here. We're going to look at the app that this built. Where did I put this app that Frontly built? I think it's over here. Oh yeah, here it is. All right, so this is a very, very simple app. This would be something that you'd come in and refine and think through with the team, right? So this is not your finished state. What is interesting though is you can break down individual jobs and then start to link these things together. So if your whole company operates on spreadsheets, imagine that. Not having to disrupt your spreadsheet infrastructure, but being able to put a modern day operating interface on top of it. That's what you're looking at right here. So very simple. I'm sure this is not going to win any sort of technical awards, but for someone that doesn't have technology, this is something you just saw. It's a prompt away. So let's say we're out on a sales call and we sold a billboard and we want to account for that. So we're going to come in here. I know what these are because I did just look at it, and we're going to say this is for Jane Jones. And again, there's going to be more information that you want to include in this, but just for demonstration's sake. So cool. We sold Billboard 1 to Jane Jones on the 1st of January. We might come back over here and then we're going to change our status. Maybe we want to add a status here that says sold, but just for example, we'll do that because that's going to essentially throw a null on that field there. I'm going to have to refresh this actually to show you. And that's going to show up as no value and everything else is still available. That fast. I understand there's probably folks that are leaving right now to go do that. So if that brings you immense value, I hope that you go do that and take advantage of that software. It's totally free to start. And again, really inexpensive to use these tools. They're like $9 a month, $10 a month. It's not like $50 per seat and I have 3,000 employees. No, they're all really, really inexpensive tools. And the access to founders. If you get into those Discord chats, like I was saying, most of them in their onboarding sequence, most of them will invite you to their Discord thread, channel, and you'll be able to interact with them, ask them questions. The founder directly, hey, I'd love it if this feature existed. I'd love if it could do this. And they're going to engage with you and respond. So it's a really active feedback loop, something that I would encourage you to take advantage of. Let's jump back over to our presentation because we've got more apps ahead. So that was Frontly. That's Frontly, and that is a powerful tool. All right. Next slide. Because if you had wanted to hire robots, you would have. You can now. Hire robots to do robot stuff. Let your people be great humans. That's what they were designed to do. All right. This next tool is something, again, you might leave early. Expert Insights. This is from a platform called Unearth Insights, and the tool here is called Unearth AI. What you'll see in this next video is a pretty cool example where you can look at any state, and obviously you can zoom into the city block and understand What does population look like there? Is that higher or lower than a neighboring, zip code, et cetera, so that you can better plan your media strategies, better sell your media. This one's really cool because you can, I think, so useful too in a major city like New York, where, hey, travel time 5 minutes walking. What does that radius look like from here? I'm going to put a billboard right here because my goal is to drive foot traffic into my store. Is it within a walking distance? We might know these things inherently, but maybe you don't. I didn't know these things. I walked a lot yesterday in New York City. Doug Cordova, better than an app with directions and time, but this is pretty good too. This is called Unearth Insights. This is going to be a video, shows you a little bit of what's in here. This is another tool where you can interact with it. And it's not just for looking at where things are and how many people are there, et cetera. You can type in prompts and questions. If you recognize that logo, that's the OpenAI logo. So you can see this is running on the OpenAI platform, but how many Starbucks are here, where the gas stations, et cetera. I don't know if I would have known there were 1,286 Starbucks in Texas, but you can just ask it questions. This is an example of that pin drop. I'm going to show a 5-mile radius and what it looks like for 5 miles of walking. So you can see how different that is. And obviously that would make sense to someone that's familiar with New York City or a market that they're doing, maybe that they've lived in or that they've done before, et cetera. But this is something where now you're an expert on every market, not just the markets that you know, the markets that you don't know, places you've never been, places you've never planned media. So that's a really powerful tool. I like that one a lot. That's Unearth Insights. Their platform's called Unearth AI. All right, what do we got next? Look good, feel good, play good. This is one of the no-code platforms. So kind of no-code is its own genre in this next wave of tech development, but no-code is its own thing. So I don't want to get too in the weeds about it all. But what's really important to know is this thing's easy to use. So no code map app is great. If you're a place-based media owner, this is a tool I would be all over. It doesn't work off of Latin long, which is the challenge, obviously, on like the Billboard side. But if you have place-based media and those are addresses that I could send a letter to, that someone's getting bills sent to each month, if I can send a letter there and there's a mailing address, then this is going to be a great platform for you. So all you have to do is you can do a few ways. You can upload a spreadsheet. You can sync your Google Sheets. You can copy and paste from kind of their templated formats. And let's say you don't even have your information in a spreadsheet. This is how powerful AI is. You could take this part on the screen here. You could take that formatting. And you could go over to ChatGPT and take all of your data, all of it, and just say, ChatGPT, the data I'm about to give you, I would like you to reformat to follow this structure. Insert the structure, and then copy paste all your data. It will build the spreadsheet for you. Then you can take that, upload it here, wham bam, thank you, wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and you're done. That's how simple these tools are, and that's how AI and no code, and you can be a technical expert that fast. And nothing I'm showing you here required any sort of special training, just but a simple man. So that is no code map. All right, now I've lost myself. There's the presentation. All right, this is increasingly challenging. Quantifying the impact, measurement. It's something that is on the top of everyone's mind. It's in every conversation. How do we measure stuff? Archive, I think, is a really cool poor man's social listening platform. So I've subscribed to the really expensive social listening platforms, and they're incredible. If you run a social media agency or a brand, you should totally use them. You should also totally use Archive too, if you're any of those people. But if you're specifically an out-of-home partner, an agency, a media owner, if you do anything with brands, this is something that you can use to monitor their social profile. So it's actually built brand first. So it's built for the brand to be monitoring their social media. But what I would do is I would actually just put in the brands that I'm working with or that I'm following, and I would track their social media so that anytime someone takes a picture of their billboard and tags them, it's showing up internally on my team's dashboard. I don't need to subscribe to software that's thousands of dollars a month. This is a free trial. I don't know why the video is not playing. This is a video trial. Hopefully I've convinced you enough and this screenshot's compelling. Let's see if we can get it to play. Oh, there we go. There we go. We'll just make this big screen here. So you can connect. You don't have to connect the social accounts. So I've connected like my Instagram. Not a lot of people tag me and stuff. You can tag me. Feel free to tag me if you want. Oh, this must not be the video. All right. Anyway, I'm going to talk through it. You just have to take their social handle and put it in, right? So you just need to know, oh, it's at Nike. Copy paste. You don't need any sort of login. You don't need special access. You are essentially just following them in silent mode. Oh, I can thank myself. Look at it. So you're just following them in silent mode and you are paying attention. You're looking for any sort of social proof associated with the thing that you do. So that's a great, great platform in this measurement conversation. The next one in the measurement piece is called overtracking. And this was actually built as an alternative to Google Analytics. You know that I like Google Analytics a lot for measuring local lift. Hey, am I getting more traffic from the neighborhoods or cities where I have out of home media present? How does that look compared to maybe markets where I don't have media? Overtracking is a tool to do that. And again, non-technical. You do not have to be technical. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars. I think you can actually track up to 5 websites. I think it's up to 5 for free. And then like up to, oh no, it's unlimited domains is like $50 a month. Unlimited domains is $50 a month. And that gives you unlimited domains. You can only track 25 pages. There's a few different pricing options. It's insultingly inexpensive is the point of me telling you that. So how it works is, I really wish I could get this is one I would like for you to see. Let me just see if this is going to work here. All right. Present. See, things go pretty good most of the time. And then sometimes they just don't go great all the way. So I think this is loaded here. All right. So I just installed this actually the other day on my own website for Out of Home Insider. And here, when you click on the countries, you'll see it'll show you the cities, and you can see all the cities that the traffic is coming from. Now, I'm but a modest podcast about out of home. So web traffic is not my primary goal, but if all of a sudden you're doing a billboard and you weren't, and you're getting lots of eyeballs, and those eyeballs are going back to Google and searching stuff, if I'm a media owner, if I sold that media, I want to know that they're getting more traffic from the areas where I help them. So how it works is you create a pixel. It's copy paste for you and for them. It's so simple. I should have included the 2 extra steps of installing it on my website to show you how easy and non-technical it is. It's copy paste. Copy paste. You don't have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for media measurement if that's not something that makes sense for your campaign. And I would argue at the local level, that's one of the biggest challenges. So overtracking is awesome. You should go check that out too. What else? Oh, this is the last one. I added this as a last piece here because I'm sure you've seen pictures. I'm sure you've seen lots of stuff. Hey, AI made this. Midjourney. What's Midjourney? What's Discord? Tim's talked about Discord a dozen times already. What is all this stuff? So this is Midjourney. I'm going to show you. I was making some. That's me. I made that duck on a skateboard in the clouds. I actually didn't make it. I just prompted it. Again, this is just about knowing how to put the right prompts in. Let me pull this back here. I don't know if that's covering up the... Hopefully you can see the bottom of the screen there. I'm just trying to get this thing out of the way. This is Discord. It looks like Slack. You can see here at the bottom. Okay, there we go. So a billboard advertising dress shoes to people on a diet with a fairy tale theme like Once Upon a Time. Oh, yeah, because I've been using... Here, free plug. I've been using Wash-A-Pig cards to come up with my mid-journey prompts. They're great. So write a headline for a cruise line, speaking to workaholics, that, like a tabloid headline. Cool, right? So that's one of the ways to work with. That's how you work with Midjourney. That's what Midjourney is. And those are just some of the things. You just sit there and prompt it, and it will come back with ideas. I think it's great for idea generation. It's great for coming up with lots of different stuff. You can throw different finishes, and I'll show you on this next slide, pardon me, of what it looks like when you start to add some of these, we'll just call them prompt embellishments, when you get really sophisticated with some of the prompts. So this was the prompt. I then went back and I refined it. So you saw what that looked like. Show me a billboard, fairy tale theme, once upon a time, shoes. You saw what it looked like, and then I beefed up the prompt, and then this is what you got here on the right-hand side. I'll make this full screen so you can see all that. On the left-hand side was just, hey, make us a billboard of this with that. On the right-hand side, we added some more elements. You can see, obviously, like this, you can see like the texture behind this. These are pictures that you could probably use in a blog, in a magazine. You could use them in a client pitch. Again, idea generation. We're not saying this is here to take anyone's job, but maybe AI is not coming to take your job, but someone with AI skills that loves to do what you do too is coming to take your job. So having fun will keep you learning, thinking, and discovering new ways to use AI. Wow, that went pretty quick. And maybe it's because it's just me talking to me. But if you're curious about how you can start to think about or how to practically incorporate AI in your company, that was my email that I mentioned about 20 minutes ago. tim@theoohinsider.com. Send me a DM. Again, I'm going to publish this deck. I will release the recording of this as a YouTube video. In fact, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to take this and then I'm going to run it through my AI workflow. So everything that you see that comes out of this, anywhere that you see it, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, in an email, on the website, is going to be from an AI-enabled workplace workflow. It's too many words by one person in 20 minutes. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out. Send me an email, tim@theoohinsider.com. And we'll see y'all next time.